Here we have the all-new 2021 Toyota Yaris GR. It has a 1.6 liter 3-cylinder engine, turbocharged, producing 261 horsepower, and is the most powerful 3-cylinder engine to date. Now, because Toyota wanted to compete in the WRC with the Yaris, they had to produce 25,000 of these. And well, maybe the rally car won't be ever built or won't ever race. Luckily, we have this. It's 2021 right now, and I'm so glad that still some car manufacturers produce sports cars, fun cars with a proper manual gearbox. Toyota, thank you. Now, before we start driving, let me quickly take you around the car. First of all, carbon fiber roof. So that's really cool. Everything carbon fiber is always perfect. It's a 3-door, of course. Why not a 5-door? Because in the WRC, in the Rally Championship, it's not allowed to modify the rear door. So, of course, this whole section is a bit wider, quite a bit wider. It wouldn't be possible if this would have been a 4-door or 5-door, whatever you want to call it. Now, I found something here. It caught my eye. This. It's quite a wide little car. It looks really cool. When you drive behind it, you know, it's a serious car over here. Really wide, big front grille. If you go inside and you have some luggage or a bag and you want to put it in the back, I don't get this. Usually you have in the back a strap or a handle so you can put the backrest forward, right? So here you use this, and this thing comes forward, and if you push it back again, it doesn't go back to the original position. The seat is adjustable in height. This is the lowest position. It's way too high. Toyota, Gazoo, whoever is responsible, what the hell? Why? I know Japanese people, with all due respect, are not the largest people, the tallest people in the world. But this car is being sold all over the world. You have to think about us. I'm 182, and it's way too high for me. The first thing I would do if I would buy this car, I would place another seat in it. But it's a big shame, because if the seat would go lower, the seat itself is perfectly fine. It's really nice, actually. This seat grabs you almost. It's not a full bucket seat, of course, but for what the car is, it's more than good enough, but too high. And for a modern sports car, to already have a manual gearbox is terrific. But to also have the normal old-fashioned handbrake, that's great. And in this car it gets even better, because it's a four-wheel drive. But if you pull the handbrake, it disengages the rear-wheel drive. Now, especially in a sports car or driver's car, I like a clean steering wheel, so not too much buttons. I prefer no buttons at all. For example, like the Carrera GT, that's just perfect. But hey, we live in this kind of age where you need your infotainment, your whatever. So you need some functions on the steering wheel, I understand. This is just too busy for me somehow. Of course, if you would own the car, you get to know it and you get used to it, I understand, but I don't know, man. Too much buttons, too much. Now, what I do really like about this new modern car is the old traditional gauge cluster. I've seen some reviews and people saying that they didn't like it. I actually quite like it. It's simple, it does what it has to do, and that's it. So let's see. Let's start the car. You see left and right, no digital screens, nothing. And this is everything you need in a sports car. Welcome to PureDrive. Some of you might know already, but the sound in this car is amplified through the speakers, the engine sound. Now, I've heard a lot of reporters say that it's bullshit, it's nonsense, and I couldn't agree more, because I hate fake stuff. That's why it's called PureDrive. Anyhow, The engine sound and the exhaust note of this car, due to regulations these days, is nothing. It's quite bad. Imagine you're being hungry. What would you rather have? Nothing to eat or some McDonald's food? McDonald's food is terrible, but at least it's something. So that's how I see this. Yes, it's being amplified through the speakers, but it's not a bad sound. It's a cool sound. The fact that it's fake, that's the bad part. But if you wouldn't have it through the speakers, then you wouldn't have any sound at all in the car, I guess. At least it's something. Oh, this is fun. This is so much fun. Now the engine is quite powerful, of course, with its 261 horsepower, but you really have to wait until about 4,500 RPM before it wakes up, and then it just keeps pulling until 7,000 RPM. Now the pedals are not ideally placed to heel and toe. You can still do it. It's not ideal. They're a bit, the brake and the throttle, they're a bit too far apart. But if you twist your foot quite far, you can still reach it. If you brake hard enough, the brake goes deep enough as well to be able to press the throttle a bit. RPM limiter sounds also quite good. Ooh, oh wow. You don't want to do that for too long, of course, but just a little second. Sounds really good, really, really good. Although it's through the speakers, but hey, at least it's something. So something about the feeling in the gearbox. I have to say, it feels a little bit clunky. It doesn't feel as smooth as some other, well, older Japanese cars. But I don't know if that's a bad thing. It adds something. It's something mechanical. You do get a mechanical feeling because of this. So I don't know if they did it on purpose or it just turned out this way. After I've driven for a little while with this car now, I can appreciate the feeling in the gearbox. So I'm driving here on this little twisty road, and I'm enjoying myself so much, man. Now we can left foot brake. It doesn't cut off the throttle like in most modern cars. When you tap the brake a little bit, it directly cuts off the throttle. In this car, it doesn't. Here we cut the corner a little bit like a proper rally car. You can't do that with a Aventador. Hell no. Oh my God. Driving this road, this little road over here, with a Ferrari or some other supercar. Now, I'm not trying to bash supercars, but you know, for this kind of money, you have so much fun on these kind of roads over here. And I know on a highway you can't reach 300 kilometers per hour. Who cares? And I know you won't be the fastest at the traffic light. You know, with this car, it takes from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour, it takes about 5.5 seconds, I think, something like that. But that's not the whole point. Just look at me smiling. If I would drive here with a 5 or 6 or 700 horsepower strong car, I would also be smiling, but not as much as now. Now I've been hooning about a little bit in sport mode. In that mode, 70% of the power goes to the rear wheels and 30% goes to the front. But now let's put it to track. So now we have 50 front, 50 rear, and it says track mode, so it's about cornering, and that's what this car is all about. Just driving like this, just in a sporty way. I'm not racing, right? But in a sporty way, you already have a lot of fun. And once again, if you drive here with your latest Porsche or Ferrari, the same speed as I did right now, it's boring. It's boring because those cars have so much more in them and it's so much more difficult to reach. You just get more you get more enjoyment out of this car way easier. And I think that's a very good feature in a car. But if you want to push it more to the limit, it's there. And this thing is quick. It's seriously quick. I would say it has more than 260 horsepower. It feels more. Well, the car is not very heavy, so maybe that's why, but it's quite a good engine. And all the electric car lovers, all the Tesla fanboys, you can beat me from the traffic light, but you'll never, never beat this kind of fun. And this corner speed as well. Forget about it with your 2.5 tons or 5 ton weighing Tesla. Well, whatever. This is so much more fun. So you can pull away as fast as you want. You'll be earlier at the second traffic light. And I'll come there a few seconds later, but with a bigger smile on my face, for sure. The balance is really good of this thing. There's a little notch of understeer if you really push it, but acceptable, not annoying at all. Toyota Gazoo Racing, of course, GR Gazoo Racing, they know what they're doing. So I think Tommi Mäkinen also helped develop this car. And if someone knows about racing and about balance in a car, it's him. Man, I'm so glad that still in 2021, these kind of cars, these pure cars, still are being made. Thank you for watching, guys, and hope to see you soon. By the way, I never say in the end of my video subscribe and all that crap. I really don't care, you know. If 5 people watch my videos, fine. If 20,000 watch my video, also fine, cool. But if you like this video, you might like my other videos that I've made in the past. So just go through the channel, check out some other cars, some other reviews, and enjoy. Till the next one, bye-bye. It only has 20 horsepower. It would suit the car, 20 horsepower, right?